questions. Henry's got it.
Okay. We saw on social the video of you getting the honor, but what does it mean to you, and especially do it 2 years in a row, which is not an easy thing to accomplish?
Yeah, it's great players and a great staff around me, and incredible support on all fronts here, and just feel so fortunate and blessed to coach these guys and to have them play the way they've played. The Coach of the Year award truly is it's a team honor. It's a staff award. It points to all the work that my staff has done and that we've done collectively. So beyond honored, surreal to have us win it back to back. But yeah, just kind of overwhelming and kind of surreal.
It's when you reflect back on 4 years ago when you got introduced and took the job and you had your vision for what this could be. In how many ways have you surpassed or exceeded even what you thought was possible then at this point anyway?
Probably in a lot of areas we're certainly further ahead of maybe some tangible things that we thought maybe accomplish this year and on and on. But we didn't. It was more of a, what do we need to do in the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 90 days? That was more of the mindset. And I think my intention was always, here's the vision of where we're going to go, and we need to get rolling here, and then we'll be able. And then I think the longer you're in it, you realize that it truly is just about the day in front of you. So we've just stuck to that. So I think now the world was very different when I got the job here. Rev share was like a Wall Street term, and NIL was a student-generated, go to Hawaiian Bros and get a free sandwich or a free bowl for tweeting something out 100 times. Like, that was more the intention of where the world was at athletically. We were still 11.7 scholarships and still had COVID roster spots, and so I think as the world's evolved athletically, we've evolved as a program and as an athletic department. So it's hard to say where we're exactly at in our progression. I know that we're thrilled to be where we're at, but still have a really long way to go. And I think that's the really long way to go thing is the thing that I probably unfortunately spend more of my time thinking about.
Do you have can you pinpoint why you think you are farther ahead in those areas? I mean, is there a theme?
Yeah, I think the continuity of my staff, the leadership of our administration, the continuity of Travis and Sean and everyone here, and really good players and guys that have told, not just good baseball players, but the right people, the right leaders, and the right character guys.
I guess what's the comfort level going into this week, kind of staying on the same schedule since you guys get the double bye, having Thursday and hopefully Friday, Saturday?
Yeah, it's big, and I think that's one of the carrots out in front of you all season is that if you can finish near the top, you get to stay on track. And the BYU weekend is always a tricky one because it's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. A couple years ago we had it on Easter, which was perfect, and then to have it the final week where everyone's Thursday, Friday, Saturday doesn't change anything schedule-wise. Now, that being said, I always laugh because we make a big deal out of it in the Big 12 sometimes, and then you think when I was at LSU, I think we played 3 different times on the Thursday night game of the week, and it doesn't, and big leaguers go on 5 days rest all the time. So it's really not as big a deal as sometimes we make it out to be. But I think the way it fell for us, where we were able to stay on track and then stay on track this week's been really big.
The Big 12 tournament continues to be in this kind of format, which I know you've expressed some maybe qualms with in the past. Why do you think that it stays this way if there's a lot of people who want it to be different?
Well, I think we've evolved. Baseball has changed, and I think realistically, if you've put yourself in a good position during the regular season, the conference tournament's impact on RPI is way lessened in a potential 3-game weekend versus a potential 6-game weekend, which is theoretically what it could be in the old format. I think the fact that the SEC and ACC also went to a single elimination probably normalized it even more. The Big Ten has adopted a different format that is super top heavy. You know, the 4 top seeds get like a triple bye, and everyone else kind of battles it out. So I don't know. We've changed a lot as a league in the last couple years of going from 12-team double elimination to 12-team single elimination and all in Globe Life, and now we're in Arizona. So I think we're still evolving, trying to figure out the right format for us.
What do you think about what's going on in left field there behind you?
It looks pretty sweet. Honestly, I don't know much about what's going on. I know that we're constantly changing things around here, and so those were, I was informed that was happening. It's certainly something that is awesome. I think it's going to open up more eyeballs on our stadium. But in terms of the finished product, I don't know exactly. I have an idea of what it's going to look like, but I think it's awesome, and it's a really cool view when you drive up from Naismith to be able to see into the ballpark. It's pretty sweet.
On the subject of left field, is Brady's hand okay after the end of that last series?
That's a
Very
good
nice.
transit. That was really good, Henry.
Jordan set it up for me.
Yeah, that was good. Good teamwork, guys. Yeah, Brady injured his hamate bone, and we anticipate him back for the region.
So not in the Big 12 tournament.
Not in the Big 12 tournament.
So would you go with Flowers then? Or was that just because of the end of the game?
Well, we had a couple things going there. Max had started. We brought Augie in to catch at the end, so Max was burned, and we hadn't traveled Mosier, and Savion was the right guy for the spot there. Got a few different options. I think Savion can play out there. Solis can play out there. Dario might play out there. We've got multiple options.
Probably seems like forever ago, but Thursday and Friday, really emotional wins, and you guys needed to win both for the outright title. Just take us through the 9th inning, Bodie out there, and closing it out, celebration.
Yeah. 6-run leads in both games, and then we win on Thursday, and then Friday another 6-run lead, and then it's 6-3, and you felt good, and then a 3-run shot, and the guy hit it. It was a great at bat and a really good hitter, and so tied it, and I was proud because the guys came in the dugout, and multiple guys were like, we wouldn't want to do it any other way, and their awareness in the moment of what we were playing for was pretty awesome. And then Owens hits the home run, and Bodie was hot 2 seconds later, and we kind of the squibber down the first base line that Bodie goes to field. You kind of had a split second there of we're going to win this, and then all of a sudden the ball is still on the ground. You're like, we're going to win it in a couple minutes. So it was emotional. It was really special. I think it's one of those moments I'll remember that the rest of my life. That was one of the greatest moments of my coaching career, period.
Because with success comes national attention. Just how do you deal with that, especially when people are going to start naming you as a candidate for other jobs, however serious that is?
Yeah, I've been so fortunate to be at such cool places, but I think the benefit of being at LSU and DBU is I coached for 2 Hall of Fame coaches who were rumored in every job ever open, whether it was the big leagues or other college jobs, and you just know that 99.9% of the time when someone's named, they're not the person to get the job. And so I just learned a long time ago to, like I've told you before, you guys would be very, very disappointed at how often I don't check your Twitter accounts, which is, I don't mean that offensively. I'm just unaware of it. So I love Kansas. I am so thankful that I signed an extension here last year, and what we're doing here is so special. And in terms of the national attention, I think it's, again, our focus is on the guys in our dugout, and I know the guys are aware of all the things because they don't even have to look for it anymore. It just is delivered straight to their phone. But I can say that my favorite part of this team is our ability, really their ability, and they let me kind of in on it, but our collective ability to, when we're inside that dugout, it's all about us. And for me, because I'm completely shut off to the outside world, if I'm not informed by it in my dugout, I have no idea what's going on.
Got some work to do in Arizona. How do you guys think you do? And how fun would it be to bring back a couple games to here?
Yeah, it'd be fantastic. I think to win the regular season title was step number one, you've got multiple opportunities for championships throughout the year, one being the regular season, two being the conference tournament, and then, they grow from there. So a great challenge of having to win 3 games against a really tough field. Kind of an interesting format in that we don't know who we're going to play until tomorrow night. So it's multiple scouting reports, and we're working on some teams we've seen and some we haven't. So we're working on those right now. We'll be closely watching the games this afternoon, and it's just another opportunity to compete for a championship.
Is that sort of a fun challenge of having to play it that way, not knowing?
I would love to know exactly who we're playing and who they're pitching, so I could really break that down. But yes, I think to be the 1 seed and to go in with another chance to compete for a championship, whatever that looks like, is awesome. I think the Big 12 is so good, and there's no floor to our league. It's just from top to bottom. You think about Houston and Arizona not making the tournament. Like it took everything we had to do what we did against those in those 6 games. And the rest of the league would say the same thing. And so top to bottom, it's really thick.
If you're able to get some games back here, what would that mean to both your team and the fans?
Well, there's no place like this place, and playing here is an incredible home field advantage. Our student section is the greatest student section in college baseball, and our fans have been incredible. So we've opened up plenty more seating, and there will be some cool options over on the third base side as well. It's going to be awesome, and we need to take care of business to make sure it happens.
Coach, you had 7 players that were recognized. Just your thoughts kind of holistically on all the recognition you guys got.
Well earned. I think really cool to see Bodie and Tyson on the first team, and the rest of the guys and the honors they received. Again, I think that the strength of our team is the team and the togetherness that they have, and the continuity that they have as a group. And so to me, we've had a lot of games where different guys have been the hero, and the individual awards, it's awesome, but it again just points back to the team, and I'm super proud of all of them.
Getting back to your guys, and your approach has been so clear all 4 years you've been here, and your guys have bought into that. How much does it help you and your staff to know that? I mean, we could have ran 5, 6, 10 guys through here. It was Cook and LeBlanc, but they said nothing changes just because it's the postseason. Nothing changes. We're the same. I mean, how helpful is that to you and your staff that you don't have to spend any energy convincing them of that or trying to sell it to them? It seems like they buy it without even having to think much.
Yeah, I think it starts in the recruiting process of we're just really clear on who we are and what we're about and what we're trying to do and who we think they are and where we think they can go and how those paths line up. So I think there's a consistency in the messaging, and it's very authentic in who we are. And I think that's the key to it, is that my staff doesn't have to do anything except show up and be themselves and continue to move the program forward, and our players don't have to do anything different than show up and be themselves and move it forward, because we're all like-minded in pursuing the goals and things that we want to pursue. So I think some things are coach speak and cliche. That culture piece for us is not. That's a very real thing. We spent 0 time today talking about tomorrow, and we will spend 0 time tomorrow talking about whatever the next day is after that. So it's a fun group. They're really kind to each other. They love each other, and they love competing together.
Have you had or been on teams where that is a little squirrely? Guys have a hard time understanding the difference or keeping that consistency from season to season, series to series, game to game?
Yeah.
I mean, have you been a part of that?
I think I think in 25 years I've gotten a taste of all of it. But like I said, I worked for my last 10 years as an assistant for 2 Hall of Famers, and before that for a bunch of Hall of Famers as well. So I've been so fortunate to be a part of great programs and great teams, and usually great programs and great teams have a consistency in that theology. So but each team's different. You know, last year's team was very different, and you know, there's stuff that happened in our dugout that was really funny, and Jackson Hauge, you know, giving speeches and stuff like that. We don't have that same dynamic, but you know, the foundational piece of just play today has been the same. So, but yeah, I've been on the other side of it too, where, you know, I think sometimes you have to get teams going, and sometimes you need to pull teams back. And great teams, you just kind of, you're able to just ride it with them. But it's a moving target. We had to coach differently. We had to coach a little differently early in the season when we were 10-8 than we did when we were 27-3 in our last 30.
Yeah,
so.
Anything else for Coach?